There's a lie we tell ourselves when we're young. I'll do it later. As if time is a friend who will wait forever. But time doesn't wait. It walks, quietly, without looking back. This is a story about a boy who learned that truth too late, and then, just in time. There was a boy named Eli. Not because he was special, but because, in some way, he was like you. He was sharp, quick, the kind of mind that saw answers before the question was finished. His teachers would say, Eli could change the world. His parents believed it too. 4 years, he was the top of his class. First to raise his hand, first to finish the test, first in every way, except one. He was last when it came to beginning. Because Eli had a habit, not of failing, but of delaying. He'd sit at his desk, phone in hand, watching one more video, laughing at clips, scrolling through lives that weren't his. He'd promise himself, 5 more minutes, after this game, tomorrow. And tomorrow would come, and pass, and become yesterday. His parents would say, gently, Eli, time isn't something you have. It's something you live. But he'd smile and say, I'm not wasting it. I'm just taking my time. As if time were a river he could step in and out of. As if it would always be there. Then came the day the results were posted. Not a disaster. Just silence. Where once his name was at the top, now it was buried. Not at the bottom, but somewhere in the middle. The place where potential goes to rest. His teachers looked at him with quiet disappointment. His friends stopped asking him for help. Even the air in the classroom felt different, like he no longer belonged. That night, Eli sat in his room, report card in hand. Not angry, not crying, just confused. I'm still smart, he thought. So why do I feel so far behind? He went to his grandfather, an old man with hands like tree bark and eyes that had seen decades pass. He didn't scold, didn't sigh, just poured 2 cups of tea and said, You didn't lose your mind, Eli. You lost your moment. Eli frowned. What does that mean? The old man smiled. It means you thought time was yours to borrow. But it's not alone. It's a gift. And once it's gone, it's gone. Eli whispered. Can I still fix it? The grandfather nodded. Yes, but not by rushing. By finally being here. Then he said, Let me tell you about a man who learned this too late. There was a man named Daniel Vale. He wasn't born rich. He built everything, a global tech company, offices in 3 continents, a name people respected. 4 years, Daniel rose at 5 a.m., worked with focus, made decisions fast. He didn't believe in later. He believed in now. But then, success came. And with it, comfort. He started sleeping in, pushing meetings, saying, I'll do it tomorrow. Spending hours lost in social media, watching trends, chasing likes. Not because he needed them, but because he'd forgotten what it felt like to need anything. One day, his chief advisor came to him. Daniel, your competitors are moving. Your team is losing trust. If you keep delaying, we'll lose our edge. Daniel laughed. We've already won. I've earned the right to relax. But time doesn't care about earned rest. It keeps moving. Within months, profits dropped. Investors pulled out. A rival company launched a better product. Fast, sharp, relentless. Daniel tried to respond, but the rhythm was gone. The focus. The fire. One evening, he stood in his empty office. The lights were off. The desks, empty. The company, sold for a fraction of its value. He sat by the window, looking out at the city. And for the first time in years, he asked himself, when did I stop being the man I was? Not because he'd failed, but because he'd stopped showing up. That night, he wrote in his journal, I didn't lose my company. I lost my discipline. And without discipline, even genius is just noise. Eli listened. The room was quiet. The candle flickered. And something inside him shifted. Not with fear, but with clarity. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't broken. He was just asleep. So he made a promise, not to be perfect, but to be present. He put his phone in another room, wrote a simple schedule, studied for 30 minutes a day, then 50, then 2 hours. He didn't become first overnight, but slowly the grades rose. Not because he was trying harder, but because he was finally there. Years passed. Eli didn't just graduate, he launched a company of his own, not to get rich, but to help others manage their time, their focus, their lives. People called him disciplined, but he only remembered one truth: time doesn't reward talent. It rewards attention. And the moment you stop paying attention, it walks away without a word. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not out of time. You are simply being reminded, this moment, right now, is not a pause. It's a beginning. So ask yourself, am I waiting for later? Or am I finally choosing now? If this story found you at the right time, like, share, and subscribe. Because every story here is for the ones still becoming. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, be here. Be now. Be becoming.